Good morning. Alright, let me just get set up. Okay, this prompt is Santa's Dungeon. So it's kind of like a preview to what Christmas is like if I have more people who are active and want to join. But other than that, it's slightly disappointing. So I read through briefly. Let me get my glasses. Alright, so we have again two participants for this Droopy and Dame Butterfly. Alright, so they kind of did not have inspiration early on, I guess. It was last minute entries as well. I don't blame them. Santa's dungeon can be a lot of things. Can be torture dungeon, can be kinky dungeon, can be a lot of kind of dungeons. I was like, is it very hard to get inspiration from this? Like, anything can happen in Santa's dungeon, but they kind of made it over complex for some reason, like both of them. I don't know if it's the stress of this getting to them that they have to do this daily or something else. In any case, so let's take a look at Droopy. So Droopy said, okay, the floor felt cold to the touch and whatever not. Okay, anyways, Droopy's is kind of like a kidnapping scene. And then he was in the dungeon with somebody else who also tried to catch Santa. And actually, it wasn't Santa that they caught, it was a monster in a red suit. So the plot twist comes in like the second half over here. Dan only frowned and moved deeper into his cell. He remembered that the monster in the red suit. He remembered that monster in the red suit. It crashed to the floor when he ate the cookies he laced with borax. So in case you don't know what borax is, it's like a chemical compound. I think I'm not very sure. I think it's to kill someone. It's not very safe for consumption. Like technically not safe for consumption. Not very sure what this does, to be honest. So I don't think it's safe for consumption. Is it harmful for humans? It is not safe to ingest. Okay, it's to poison people. Okay, now we know it's for murder. So why does Dan want to kill Santa? I'm like a little bit concerned here. Yeah, anyways, he had like a stun gun. He was waiting for someone. He put borax in the cookies. I feel like Dan might be like serial murderer kind of vibes. Never mind, let's continue. So heavy footsteps came down, all the men gasped, and in the hiding place to the gaze of the thing, it stood in front of Dan's cell. It placed half a cookie on the cell. So it's like, maybe they are not very, killable with borax because they don't actually look human. It's a monster. And Dan laughed. He was like, is that my food? And then you tried to poison my brother, so we left before he could set the gift down. Monster spoke, goat-like face. I'm like, is this Krampus? I'm not too sure. Is this Krampus? Goat-like face. Yeah, this is Krampus. My god. Krampus is like the brother of Santa. That's so twisted. That's so fucked up. But sure, okay, your son wondered if Santa didn't give his present because the cookie tasted bad. Ugh. Okay, Santa murder kind of failed. In the end, you ended up killing your own son. So Dan froze and stared at the monster, his image reflecting in his huge eyes, and it continued. That's the other half of his cookie. Plot twist. Murderer who tries to kill Santa gets imprisoned in Santa's dungeon, or rather it's Campus's dungeon, and then he killed his own son with a cookie he put borax into. It's like, wow. Okay. I'm not exactly impressed though, because like this is very predictable in Santa's dungeon, but then again, it's how do I say? I was expecting a little bit more. Krampus though, did not see that coming at all. Krampus coming for everybody else. What was Krampus doing in like the house in the first place? And Krampus is Santa's brother. It kind of makes me wonder if they are in cahoots when it comes to giving gifts. Okay, let's take a look. This is Santa's toy dungeon. Can you help free the lost toys and get them back home? Okay, so it's a different approach. It is a toy dungeon, not a dungeon for human beings, and not a dungeon for anyone else, not a dungeon for elves. I was kind of expecting elves, but sure. The bright green and red letters were gaudier in person as they stood atop the building, alongside with depictions of various cuddly toys. They did their best to appeal to kids. They only need to survive a week, get the money, replace his brother's Xbox, and leave. Look around the sulky-faced teens in uniforms doing this. Okay, so it's like a factory kind of thing. No center sightings, right? And instead, he got stuck with all these Christmas duties, like stuffing stockings, playing with pretty kids, basically a labor shop, like a sweatshop kind of thing that you volunteer for minimum wage. That's what it's all about. Okay, the night was when the interesting things happened. He could hear voices almost every night coming from the toy room. Some happy, others sad. Each time he peeked, nothing was there, not even on the night of the last day. He hoped to get home early on the last day, but ended up being the last person to meet Santa. So Santa is real, which passed nightfall to happen. Okay, English. Okay, he was the only one left when he called him. Inside the tiny room, Santa stood Santa in all his English jolly glory. Maybe you get a picture for his little brother and say an Xbox for your brother. A snap of a finger brought one to the table. Okay, this please, no passive here. English and money and the envelope next to it. The money will be yours too. You just need to know the magic word. Thank you. He must have gotten it right. And then this is the plot twist here. So he worked very hard for it. He thought that he would be able to get home, and he thought it would be a happy ending. And then yeah. So in any case, it's like the moment he touched the power button, vanished into thin air, and Santa is like the evil ho ho ho, another wrong one. Don't worry, I'll still make sure everything is delivered. Only Santa could hear the voice calling from inside as it got shoved into a shipping box. So Santa over here is a human trafficker. Santa up here is in cahoots with the mafia, aka Krampus. I kind of like I mean, Santa's dungeon is kind of a dark prompt, but I wasn't quite expecting them to take this kind of turn. Like, it is predictable in some ways, but at the same time, I like my childhood pure. You know what I mean? Like, I knew Santa didn't exist for the longest time, but still, I was kind of hoping that someone would give this a twist, you know? Yeah, but I didn't see the twist that I wanted. So, cookies to both of them. Thanks for trying. But it wasn't quite what I was, it didn't quite wow me. It wasn't quite what I was expecting in the first place. It was slightly disappointing, but I did update the score. So today's prompt is actually, why did the black cat cross the road? So yeah, I saw Dame Butterfly already submitted this. This ain't a story. It's not even a story. It's just answering the question, why did the black cat cross the road to get to the other side? That doesn't make sense. The prompt is supposed to write a story, but okay, anyways. No cookies, but thanks for trying. This is yeah, it's so Cephalonia. So I'm not gonna judge. I just wait for probably Droopy. And then tomorrow's prompt will be interesting. Is the wheels on the bus, but there's a plot twist here. It goes round and round and it just never stops. So it continues going round with or without gasoline. So it's up to you to write about it and decide what happens to the bus and the people on the bus, especially the people on the bus, if there are people on the bus. Right? So open imagination. It's childhood. It's probably a little bit creepy then, because it's a nursery rhyme, but you're gonna make it a October Fright month submission. So good luck to all of you guys. That's all from me today, and thanks for joining. I will continue this series. I'm so tired. Okay, but yes, I promised I will see this to the end, and I will do this. So